the rest of this session. Okay, so we've done our standing warm-up, and we're now going to take a central squat exercise to work the legs and a little bit of coordination as well. So we're going to start off nice and plain with the feet a little bit wider than hip width but staying parallel. Okay, we're just going to place our hands onto our hips and keep our shoulders down. I'm going to face the side. So we're going to inhale, bend the knees, hinge the weight of the hips back, keeping the chest lifted. And then we're going to exhale and push up through the feet to come back to hip extension. So we inhale, we imagine someone's pulling our hips back as we bend those knees, keeping the knees over the toes, and then we exhale and we press up. Let's just do 4 more of those. The option now is to take the arms out in front of you as you bend, and exhale, bring them back by your side. 3, inhale down. Exhale, push up. 2 more. Inhale, bend, keeping those knees in line with the toes. Don't let them roll in. Exhale, push up. 1 more time. And then we're going to add a single leg lift to that sequence. So this time we're going to lower down. As we come up, we're going to transfer to the right leg and lift the left leg for single knee lift. Then going to place the foot, inhale into central squat. Exhale, transfer over the other side, peeling off the other leg and lift a single leg hold. Do that 4 more. So we inhale, we lower down in the center. Exhale, transfer over to the side as we peel the leg in and lift. So this lift does not need to be high. You don't necessarily even need to lift. You could just tap it in. So do 2 more like that, and then we're going to add on a flexion and an extension of the lifted leg. So 1 more plain, inhaling, sit back. Exhaling, transfer and lift. Now the development, if you want to watch, is inhale here. Exhale, transfer, lift. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, flex. Then we go again. We inhale, central squat. We exhale, we come up. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, we flex. So again, the height of that working leg is completely up to you. So you could just tap it in, extend it out, and tap it back in again. Otherwise, you are lifting as you transfer. Then you're asking the leg to extend to work the quad and folding it back in. 2 more. Inhale, center. Exhale, push off as you transfer. Get your balance first, then add the extension, and then the flexion. 1 more time, inhaling back. Exhale, transfer up and lift. Inhale, add the extension and the flexion, and lower that leg down. Okay, hands on the hips. Just take a few pelvic circles either way, just to mobilize out through the hips and the knees. So keep the knees nice and soft. And then go the other direction for 3. Good. 1 more time. Lovely. Okay, I'm stepping back in. Okay, I want you to come and stand towards the right hand side of your mat and both feet together. Okay, so with your hands on your hips, we have done this one before, but we're doing a different variation of the arms. If you just watch, we're going to be stepping out to the side onto a parallel leg. We bend onto it, hinge the hips, and then we step back in. Okay, so it's a side lunge in parallel. We're stepping onto a bent leg and we're pushing back to 2 straight legs. Okay, we're slowly going to add the arms so that as we step onto the leg, we take both arms across that leg. And then as we step back in, our arms lift up. So the arms are coming down in front of the face to step out with the leg. And then they come in and up. Let's just do that twice more. Good. So we're exhaling on the step. And we're inhaling on the tap. Now the option for another 4 is for you to lift the leg that's to the side to retire as you lift those arms up. Then step back down onto it and step up off it. Good. 2 more. Step down and step in. Remember it, that could just be without the arms and it could just be a tap. So 1 more time. Stepping down and lifting up. Can you hold that balance more than me? And then lower the arms and lower the legs. Little shake out and let's step to the other side. So same thing, our legs are staying parallel, hands on the hips to start with, just to get the movement stepping out with that right leg, bending straight onto it as we hinge the body forwards and step back in. So keep the core nice and engaged, bend onto that knee over toe and come back in. When you're ready, involve the arms. So the arms go same direction as the leg, and then they come in and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. So it's as if the arms are moving in that parallel action. And in. One more time, and then we'll do 4 more and add the balance to a tire. So we exhale, step onto it. Inhale, lift, step off it. Oh, you can tell that that's my weak balance inside. Inhale, step off. 2 more. Exhale, step down. Inhale, lift up. Good. Really nice, everyone. One more time. Inhale up. Lovely. And place the legs. Return the arms down. And again, just do anything that feels nice, whether it's the pelvic circles, whether it's a side bend, whether it's double arm raise or lower. Just do anything that your body is telling you to do just for a moment. Lovely. Okay. Let's work in our plie position now. So we're going to come into our external rotation from the hips. So we're going to be standing a little bit wider now than hip width. And then from the hips we're rotated out so that the knees and toes are facing the diagonals. Try not to force that turn out. Just about 10 to 2. Placing the hands on the hips. Let's just do some pliés, softening the shoulders. Inhaling to bend the knees, taking the pelvis straight down, knees over toes. Exhale, push the ground away to come back up. So if I face this side, what we don't want to do is lean forward and hinge. And also what we don't want to do is let those knees roll in. So when we bend down, our pelvis is going straight down, our knees are going over our toes. And we're pushing the floor away as we come up. Do 2 more. Inhale to bend. And exhale. So you can keep this bend as small or as big as you like. Good. Okay, now take the arms out to the side. We're going to learn the arm combination before we add the pliés. So our arms are out to the side, shoulders are down. I'm going to take my right arm up and over into a side stretch. I'm then going to return to centre, then take both hands onto my head, and then I'm going to rotate round to my left. Come back to the centre, open my arms out, and I'm going to take my left arm over into side stretch, open out to centre, both hands on the head, and then I'm going to rotate round to the right. So that rotation is just the upper body, the hips are staying facing. So let's just do that one more time. So let's take the right arm over, inhale out to head, and then exhale, rotate. Inhale to centre, arms out. Exhale, second arm over. Inhale, arms out to head. Exhale, rotate. And out. Okay, happy? We're now going to add the plie as an option. So you could stay on straight legs. Otherwise, we're going to bend both knees, come into our plie, hold, and then correct those shoulders. Okay, inhaling. Exhale, right arm over. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to centre. Exhale, left arm over. Inhale, open. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to centre 4 more times. Trying to stay in that nice deep plie if you can. So the legs are pretty much just stabilising and staying nice and strong. The weight through the legs is through the little toes and the outer heels. One more time either side. If you need to come out of that plie at all, come out and just do it on straight legs for the last one, either side. Arms out, arm over. Good, hands to head, into rotation that last time. Bring the arms to centre, come up to straight legs if you've been in plie. And again, just give everything a nice little shake out. Give those hips a little bit of a wiggle. Couple of shoulder rolls. That's it, lovely. Okie dokie. So I think our standing work is done. So we're going to come down into a high kneeling position. So if you need any extra padding for knees, that would be a time to grab that now. So we're going to come down into a high kneeling position. And we're going to take our arms out in front of us so that we have the back of one hand on the inside of the other. So we've kind of created a little circular shape out in front of us. We're going to keep the alignment of our hips directly over our knees, but we're going to round our upper body forwards as we push the back of the hands to the front of the room. And at the same time as feeling the back of the hands press away from you, feel your mid-back try and go towards the back of the room. So you're really scooping, really feeling that stretch, and the chin is in towards the chest. Breathing nice and gently, come back to center. Release the hands, take the hands onto the mid-back. Without throwing the hips forwards, think of taking the chest up towards the ceiling and then slightly back with the chin. Slightly, keeping the elbows drawn together and the shoulders down, but not thrusting those hips forwards. Breathe. And then let's do that one more time. Hands come together. We allow the arms to scoop. Bring us forwards. We soften, we create an upper body C-shaped scoop. Tucking your tailbone underneath you. Relaxing the chin to the chest and breathing there. And then bring the hands back to the lower back. Lift the chest firstly up and then go back. So we're not just leaning back with that. Shoulders stay away from ears, elbows drawn together. We feel a gentle lift of the chin. Don't throw the head back. And then from there, we're going to come down into 4-point kneeling. Just going to move my mat slightly further forwards. Okay. So from our 4-point kneeling position, we're just going to take a couple of double knee lifts and lowers. So for most of you, you will probably want to tuck your toes underneath, ready to lift those knees off. So we're going to be working the lower core and the shoulder stability. So before we lift the legs, the knees off, lower your shoulders away, down in towards your back pockets. Feel the length from the crown of the head, the softness of the shoulders, the lift of the core, so that you're already imagining you've got those heels lifted already. Inhaling to prepare. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze the lower core even more and lift the knees just off. Inhale, I want you to lower them fully all the way back down, so you've got that moment of release. Exhale, squeeze the lower core, press through the feet and lift. Inhale, lower. If you're finding that really hard on your toes, I know there's a couple of you that might, keep your feet flat. You can do the same thing as long as you've got comfortable range of movement in the front of the ankles. So it's only a small lift, so we really keep it in that lower core. And we're going to do 4 more. Inhaling, completely relax, bring your weight back. Exhale, squeeze and lengthen. Keep the chin nice and tucked in so the crown of the head's long. Keep the elbows slightly soft so that you're not locking out those elbows. And keep your shoulders down and in towards your mid-back. One more time. Inhale, lower. Good. Okay, from there, just relax the feet down. Or you can keep them there if they feel quite comfortable. We're going to take oblique twist progressions now. So I'm just going to say which arm and leg I'm using now instead of mirroring you. So I'm going to use my right arm first. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to scoop my right arm diagonally behind me as if I'm going to try and touch the outside of my left ankle. I'm then going to inhale and place my hand back to 4-point. I'm then going to exhale and take my left hand, scoop it through and try and reach the outside of my right ankle. And then inhale, place it back. So just do 4 more of those. Exhaling. So it's a little bit like the threading the needle movement, but we're now going towards the back of the room with our arm and our eye line. So we're just working a little bit more into those obliques. That's it. One more time at this level. And then we're going to add the option to go a little bit harder. So come back to 4-point. Tuck the toes under again if you haven't had them tucked. Okay. And then we're now going to come into our little hover. We're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to take right hand towards the left ankle as we slightly hinge back with the hips. And then we inhale, return to our hover in the center. Exhale, then take the left hand towards the right ankle, hinge, and inhale back to hover. If it's too much to hover in the middle, You could always let those knees go completely down every time you come back to center. So do 4 more at that level for me. If that's too much coming up into that hover, just stick to the one we did before. Stick to the diagonal reach back. Okay? So we've got 1 more either side, with or without the hover. Last one. Good. Okay. Just pause there for a second. We're now going to add a further development onto for those that want to. So from here, with the toes tucked under, we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to hitch the hips. We're going to lift down through to downward dog, and we're going to reach towards the back of the ankle. And then we're going to soften straight back to 4-point. Okay, so you've now got the option to lift the hips to downward dog. Otherwise, stick to any of the previous levels we have just done and do another 6 for me. So inhaling in the middle, exhale. If we're going to hitch the hips, lift the knees, keep lifting the hips so the weight comes off the core, and then lower down to center. Exhale. So you have a moment of core, and then once you've lifted those hips higher, it becomes more about the range of movement, really. 4 more. Inhale down. Remember, if this is too much, do take it back to those little oblique reaches. I'm just going to come and just have a quick look. So you're on your last 4 repetitions at whatever level is best for you. That's it. Lovely. Good. And once you've done your last repetition, we're just going to settle back down into child's pose. So come back to your 4-point, then open the knees a little bit wider, bring the feet together and sit the weight of the hips back towards those heels. Soften the shoulders, bring the elbows and the forearms down in contact, and then just relax the head down. If it's more comfortable for you to soften the arms behind you, I don't mind if you do that. And breathe into this child's pose release. So this is the first kind of break in between some of this 4-point kneeling work. So just take a couple of nice deep breaths as you need to. Okay, 1 more nice deep breath inwards and out. And I'm just going to quick time check. Okay, lovely. So after that last breath work, come up back to your 4-point kneeling position. Okay, and we're going to do leg lift prone. So prone is facing down towards your mat. Okay, we've got 2 options for leg lift prone. You can either do it with a single leg. Well, we're all going to use a single leg, but you can either be in a 4-point kneeling position, lifting and lowering the extended leg, making sure that we only lift to the height of the body, and that we're not lifting too high and arching the back, so we don't want any excessive movement happening. So we're going for a direct hip extension and tap. Those that are a little bit stronger, a bit more confident with this one, you could do this from a full plank as well. I can't really demo this one, but you'd come to your full plank and then hover the left foot off, and you'd be lifting and lowering, maintaining that full plank. Okay, so either from 4-point kneeling or coming up to full plank, we're going to extend the left leg behind us, or for those in full plank, just tap the left toes. Inhaling there, exhale, we're going to squeeze and lift the leg directly behind and up, and inhale, tap it. So you're really making sure that you are keeping the stability of your pelvis and your shoulders. So don't let that left hip rotate as you lift the leg. Lengthen the leg. Imagine someone's pulling your leg behind you as it lifts and as it lowers. So the front of your hips are still facing down. 1 more time on this left side. Those in full plank, you might want to come to a 4-point release in between before we do the second side. It's up to you. Otherwise, extend the right leg away, keeping the toes in contact, lift the core. Shoulders stable, neck nice and long. Inhaling, exhale on the lift. Inhale, lower. So don't let any arch happen as you lift that leg. Really draw your core in. Exhale, lift. So just straight leg lifts into hip extension behind. 3 more. Exhale on the lift. Inhale on the lower. 2. 1 more time, and then full plankers, bring those knees down. Okay, so we come back to 4-point. Everybody's in 4-point again. Now, full plankers, we're all going to work together on this one. We're not going to go to full plank. We're going to extend the left leg away on the floor. the right arm away in opposition, and then lift both so we come into our swimming hold. Okay, from there, we're going to circle both arm and leg away from the midline of the body, small circles for 8, 7, keeping the hips and the shoulders aligned, 5, 4, 3, keeping the tummy tucked, 2, 1, and change the direction of those circles. If it's too much having the arm out as well, bring the arm down and just do the circle of the leg. So we're circling the leg from the hip, but not crazy excessive movement in the body. 1, and lower down. Okay, on that right side, extend the right leg behind, keeping the hips level. Extend the opposite left arm in front, come up to your lift. Find that strength, find that nice grounded position, and then away from the body with those circles with arm and leg. 6, 5, watch the front arm doesn't lock. 3, 2, 1, circle the other way for 8, 7, lengthen the arm and leg, 6, 5, tuck the tummy, 4, lengthen the neck, 2, 1, and lower down. Child's pose. Let's just take a release. Soften down. Head and chest towards the mat or arms behind you, softening those shoulders. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths just whilst I check what else I had planned for you. Lovely. Okay, so one more nice deep breath in and out in your child's pose position, and then come up to seated. So we're now going to take either 8 half roll C-shaped curves, holding to maintain your curve and rolling back up again, or we're going to take 8 full roll downs to roll ups. So those of you that know this, by all means, from seated, you're going to have your feet flat, hip width apart, and you're either going to be doing this with your hands behind your thighs for a little bit more control and support, or with your arms out in front of you. So the options are either just to, imagine there's a conveyor belt underneath your bottom going forwards. So it's going to take your bottom with it as you round the spine and roll halfway. You're going to inhale to hold that C-shaped scoop, and then you're going to exhale to come back up. So that's the easiest level. Level 2, you'd have your arms out to lose the stability and make sure that you work the core. Level 3s, you're going to go all the way down. Instead of holding your C shape, you'll take your arms up and over, and then as you breathe out, you will roll all the way back up again. Okay, if you wanted to do it even harder than that, you'd extend both legs, and you'd roll all the way down with both legs straight. Take the arms overhead and roll all the way up with both legs straight. So you've got 4 options to be doing this one, and we've got 8 reps. I'm going to keep demoing level 1. Okay, so find the length of the spine on the inhale. The exhale is that tuck of the pelvis underneath, that posterior tilt, and that rounding to C shape. Breathing in to hold or to roll back, and exhale to return back up. Always come back to that nice aligned sitting position before you roll back again. So you're almost imagining that conveyor belt takes your bottom underneath you as you round through the spine. Inhale to hold, or you've rolled all the way down and take the arms over, and then exhale, scoop and roll up. So I think we've got 3 more. Let me just have a quick little look if I can see you. That's it. So really just take your own level with this one. So easiest level is to keep those hands behind the thighs. If you are rolling all the way down, really make sure you take your time to place each vertebrae down onto the mat at a time. And when you roll back up, don't throw those arms to bring you up. Chin to chest, fold the upper spine off, lengthen through the legs and roll up. That's it, lovely. You're all doing really well, sort of doing your own levels there. So just do 1 more repetition and then stay down on your back and bring both knees in towards the chest for a little release. And then just give both knees a little maneuver with those hips once you've brought yourself down and the knees in towards the chest. Good. Okay, I'll just give it a moment just to make sure that everyone has finished with those half rollbacks or full rollbacks and roll-ups. Okay. So now I'm going to mobilise the spine and work the glutes a little bit. So we're going to be on our back, preferably with nothing behind our head. If you do have head support, it needs to be something really thin and really soft so that we're not obstructing the movement of the neck. Shoulders are down away from the ears, arms are by your side and feet are hip width. Okay, let's breathe in and create some space underneath the lower back. And as we breathe out, let's close that space and roll up through the spine. Pressing down through the soles of the feet, peel the spine off. Look towards your knees, make sure you can see your knees. I can't. Inhale to hold and then exhale, roll back down through the spine. So you're really taking care to peel off and back on. So let's do that 3 more times. I'm just going to close my window because someone started doing some DIY outside. That's it. So we're doing 4 roll-ups to glute bridge and roll down, just nice and plain. So inhaling to feel the gap open up behind the lower back. Exhale to use that posterior tilt to press the back into the floor. Press through the feet, roll the spine off. Make sure the weight's only coming to mid-spine, not neck. Inhaling to hold and then exhale to lower down. 1 more of those and then we're going to hold it at the top of our glute bridge. So remember not to lift too high. Make sure you can still see the top of your knees. And then bring your arms out in front of your chest, but stay in glute bridge. We're going to inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to keep our glute bridge, but open our arms out to a T shape. We're then going to inhale and bring them back into parallel. Exhale, we're going to open them to Y shape, a little bit steeper. Inhale back to parallel. Exhale, take them over the head to I. Hold the arms in I for an inhale, and on the exhale, roll down top, middle to bottom. And then return your arms back down by your side. Do that 1 more. So we roll up. On the exhale, come into glute bridge. Inhale, bring the arms to parallel. Exhale, open the arms to T. Inhale, return the arms to parallel. Exhale, open them to Y. Inhale, return to parallel. Exhale, open the arms to Y. Inhale, lengthen the fingertips in the I position and exhale, roll back down through the spine, top, middle to bottom. Good, okay, bring your arms by your side, inhaling again. Now this next time, this exercise gets, it's quite a hard exercise. So if you prefer to roll up and just take your little heel lifts with weight transfers, stick to those. Otherwise, you're gonna come with me, you're gonna roll up into your glute bridge. We're gonna work the right leg. Staying in our glute bridge, we're going to extend the right leg out so that the heel is on the floor and our hips remain lifted. We're going to breathe in as we lift and lengthen the right leg up above the hip. We're going to flex the foot and we're going to breathe out and lower to tap the heel again. So we breathe in to lift and we breathe out to lower. 3 more, in to lift. So we're staying in that single-legged glute bridge as we add the extended single leg lifts and lowers. This is quite an intense exercise. If single leg glute bridge is too much, do any variation that you know is more comfortable for you. Maybe just heel lifts and weight transfers. This last one, bring the leg up, bend the knee in, place the foot, and then extend your left leg so the heel's on the mat. Hips stay level, hips stay lifted. Inhale to lift up, exhale, flex the foot, lower and lengthen. Inhale, lift up. So we're staying on that single leg, hips are staying level, weights through the sole of the foot on your stabilizing leg. 2 more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. 1 more. This is a hard one, so don't worry if those hamstrings or glutes are not quite up for this. Bring the leg up, bend the leg in, roll down through the spine, and bring the knees in towards the chest, and just give those knees a circle either way. Lovely. Okay, ladybug exercise. We're going to do it in a frontal plane and then in a transverse plane as well. So I want you to take your right leg to a single tabletop and then take your left arm up above you. 2 levels to watch for. We're going to be taking opposite arm and leg away from the midline of the body to tap down without losing our rib to hip connection, and then inhaling, lowering back up. So we've sort of got this lever system. So we hinge away and return. So you can either do that with the leg bent or with the legs straight. Okay? So we're going to be breathing in here, exhale, release, leg and arm away, and inhale, tap it back in. Exhale, tap away, inhale, return. Do 4 more, either with that leg in tabletop or with the leg straight. But really think about holding the blueberry underneath the lower back, keeping the spine in neutral, especially as the leg and the arm go away. 1 more time, and then return it back in, bend the knee down, and let's do the second side. So left leg's tabletop, right arm parallel in front of the chest. Inhaling here, exhale, keep the rib to hip connection as we hinge the hip to lower the foot, and inhale, we bring it back in. So that knee is staying at 90 if you have that leg bent. Otherwise, if you want to do it straight to start with, exhale away, in opposition, inhale, return. So we're really keeping the core grounded as we lengthen the arm and leg, and inhale, return. Do 3 more. Exhale away, and inhale back in. Good, 2. So it's all about keeping that rib to hip connection as we take the arm and the leg away. Lovely, 1 more time. And then just bring both knees in towards the chest for a moment. Lovely. And then when you're ready, come up to seated. Okay. So in this seated position, I'm going to be sat down onto my left hip. And I'm going to fold my legs like so. So I'm on my left hip, and my opposite leg is out in front of me. So I'm sort of sat with my legs crossed. Hopefully you can all see me here. And my hand is just underneath my shoulder with my fingertips facing away and my elbow soft. My top hand is just going to go over my top leg. Okay, I'm going to inhale here. As I exhale, I'm going to squeeze with my core. I'm going to keep both legs in contact with the mat, but I'm going to lift both hips off, looking down towards the mat as the other arm comes over, and then I slowly, with control, lower back down. Okay, so it's on the exhale that we squeeze and we lift the hips up, and we inhale, we lower down. Okay, if you want to, when you lift up, your underneath leg can extend out. And then inhale, it can fold back in and come down. So you might want to add the extension of the underneath leg as you lift up, and inhale to lower. You might equally want to extend the lower leg, secure it, extend the top leg, then bend the top leg back and then lower. So you might want to hold it a little bit longer and take the full side plank. Otherwise, keep it nice and basic. Keep both legs in contact and just take the hip lift. Do it 1 more time on this side. Exhaling to lift. Really feel that underneath rib cage lift and tuck. Inhale to lower down. Good. And then wiggle the legs around the front. So we come to the second side and we set up our position on the second side. Okay, so both knees are bent. Front foot, the top foot is flat to the mat in front of you, and the top arm is just on top of the knee there. Just watch the elbow joint. Okay, arm is quite underneath you, it's not too far away. Inhaling there, exhale, we lift the hips up and we take the top arm over. So it's more of a mobility one in this first instance, and inhale, we lower down. Exhale, lift up, pushing those hips forward and up, and inhale, we lower. Okay, if you want to, that underneath leg can slide out, so you come into that extension, and then inhale, slide it back in. Exhale, slide out, and inhale back in. And if you want to, you could extend out, you could try and plant that foot, you can hold it, you can bring both legs in line, find that side plank, and then tuck the top foot down, and then finally lower. I'm not so good at that one anymore. Good. Otherwise, stick to the easy level and just lift the hips off and lower them back down. One more time. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale to lower down. Good. And then bring both legs round to the front. Okay, we're going to come into a lazy cross-legged position. So this is going to be an opening stretch for the hips and the glutes and the lower back. If you want to get yourself sat up higher, either on a block or a cushion, this is your time to do that. So if you've got anything to help you sit out of your hips, get yourself a little bit higher. So I'm going to fold my left leg in towards, as if I'm going to cross my legs. So my left leg is going to come quite far in. Okay, my right leg, my front leg, is going to come in slightly, but it's going to stay a little bit of a gap between my front foot and my back knee. Okay, so it's like I'm in a lazy cross-legged position. Okay, so there's about 1.5 feet in between my inner leg and my front leg. Hips are staying square. I'm going to take my hands onto the floor if I can, slightly forwards. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to fold my body over my legs very slowly, staying in this lazy cross-legged position. So the front right leg is slightly more extended than the left. Our hips are folding over, and then we're relaxing the head and the chest down. So we want to be feeling this stretch through the outside of the glute and the thigh of the leg that's forwards, and maybe through the lower back as well. And if you want to increase that stretch, the leg that's in front, you're going to take the same arm and sweep that arm across the body and towards the other side. So it's as if your knee and your elbow are sort of hinging you up towards the ceiling. Breathe wherever you are into that stretch. Bring the body weight back to center. Unfold in center. We'll just come into a butterfly pose in between before we do the second side. So both soles of the feet together. Knees and hips apart. Stay up on your cushion or block if you have them. And then just take your gentle butterfly fold release over. Relaxing the head. Feeling the hips open, the knees open, but just be soft with that stretch. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time and then rolling back up. And we'll do that the second side. So I'm tucking in my right leg a little bit more. My left leg, I'm almost sending it out before I rotate it. So there's that gap between the foot that's close to your groin and the heel that's slightly extended away. And you want to line that up, line your heels up. Both hips and knees are open. We're sat on our cushion if we need to. Hands down either side. We're going to breathe in to lengthen. We're going to breathe out and fold the body slowly over the lower body. So again, keep your chest and your eye line lifted until you've got that maximal hip fold. So I feel that stretch coming in stronger through this side, and then allow the head and the chest to lower down. So this is our lazy cross-legged position, opening up through that lateral leg into the hip and maybe even into the lower back as well. So just relax the neck, take a couple of nice deep breaths. And if you want to from here, the same arm as the leg that's in front is going to sweep across the body and almost hang that arm from the shoulder, and you open into that nice combined side release. So we're really letting this elbow and this hip and knee just hinge away. We're keeping a curvature in the body, so we're really opening up through the side. Breathe into that stretch. Good. Lower the body back to center nice and gently, and then breathing up to roll up. And the last stretch we're going to do is a thoracic twist. So both legs are going to go out in front of us. Staying on your block if you want to be higher, if that's helping you, stay on the block. Folding right leg over left. Holding opposite hand onto the knee. And then we're using that hand to pull ourselves and twist us round into thoracic rotation. Back hand is going to go towards the mat, fingertips on the floor, and we're going to look behind us over our back shoulder. And we're going to take 3 breaths. The breath in, we're thinking of lengthening and sitting higher off our sit bones, and as we breathe out, we're going to twist even further and look even further. So we breathe in to lift and lengthen, and we breathe out to rotate. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Nice and slowly return back to center and switch legs. Okay, so this time crossing that left leg over the right hand onto the side of the knee, and then we rotate. Back hand towards the mat on the floor, and we're looking over our back shoulder behind us. And take 3 breaths here. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to rotate. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, rotate. And 1 more time. Inhale to lengthen as tall as you can. Exhale to look even further around that shoulder. Good, and then come back to center. Just relax those legs into whatever position is comfortable, and just take 2 or 3 shoulder rolls. Okay, we're all finished for today. We're not unfortunately going to do a relaxation today, but this is your time if you are free to do one that you could continue practice and come and do a relaxation. Okay, so well done. There was lots of different positions involved in today's session. So if you feel that you need to do some more stretches or you have the time to do that relaxation, then that's perfect. So just to let you know, this week classes are running as usual. So 8:15 tomorrow morning, 7 p.m. on Wednesday, 8:15 on Friday morning, and then 10 o'clock on Saturday. And I will keep you all updated with what's going to happen the week after. Okay, all right, well, enjoy your bank holiday, everyone. Have a nice day in the sun. Oh, hi, Scout and Christy. I didn't notice you two had joined in on the end there. Oh, okie dokie. So have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all soon. Not a lovely weekend, a lovely bank holiday. Bye.